Good afternoon, viewers and listeners, and welcome to the Government Information Center. My name is Emma Theophilus, the Deputy Minister of ICT, and I'll be your host for today. This afternoon's session will talk about Namibia's participation in World Ocean Day. And joining me this afternoon on the panel, we have the Honorable Sylvia Makgone, the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. Welcome, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you.
We are also joined by Honorable Natalia Huajoses, the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development. Welcome, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you very much.
Last but not least, we are joined by Honorable Daniel Kashikola, who is the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration and Safety and Security. Welcome, Honorable Deputy Minister. Well, as we all know, before we get on with our discussion, we usually have the COVID-19 update. This afternoon, we'll be having the Honorable Minister of the Ministry of Health and Social Services, Dr. Kalumbi Shugula, to give us the COVID-19 update for today. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Esteemed panelists, fellow Namibians, I'm going to share with you COVID-19 report for the 15th of May 2022. We have received a total of 636 results in the last 24 hours reporting cycle, and out of those, 121 have tested positive for COVID-19 and constitute 19% positivity ratio. Of this, 107 are new cases and 14 are reinfection. The sex distribution is 77 females and 44 males. The age range from 11 months to 86 years. They are as follow. Comas, 67, all from Windhoek. Ochodanjupa, 19, with 15 from Ochvarongo, 2 from Okahanja, and one from Okakarara, and also 1 from Grootfontein. Erongo, 13. Swakopmund contributed 7, Wolf's Bay 4, Omaruru and Usakos 1 each. Karas, 3, with Keetmanshoop having recorded 2 and Luderitz 1. Omaheke, 3, all from Khobabis. Oshikoto 1 from Tsumeb and Oshana 1 from Oshakati. We also have 1 reinfection from Rehoboth. These cases are reported from 8 regions, and 62% of the cases are still being reported in the Comas region. Among those confirmed, there are 17 learners from different schools, 5 students, 5 healthcare workers, and 2 teachers. 2 cases have received 1 dose of COVID-19 vaccine. 20 cases are fully vaccinated, of which 11 have received a booster dose of COVID-19 vaccine. 9 cases are not eligible, and the rest, 90, are not vaccinated. 10 cases from 2 regions have recovered, Ochambanjupa 9 and Kunene 1. The number of active cases now is 1,629. 52 of them are hospitalized, 7 are in ICU. 9 out of 52 of the hospitalized cases are fully vaccinated, and none of those in ICU admission is vaccinated. On the positive side, we have not recorded death during the period under review. By the 14th of May, a total of 461,000 138 people aged 18 years and above have received one dose of COVID-19 vaccine, representing 31.2% of the target adult population. 141,495 have received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, while 261,686 adults have received 2 doses of the other vaccine type. Hence, 403,181 adults have completed their vaccination schedule, translating into 27% of the target adult population. 21,406 children aged 12 and 17 years have received 1 dose of Pfizer vaccine, which represents 7% of the target population. Of these, 9,362 are fully vaccinated. Hence, the cumulative number of people vaccinated with the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine for both adult and children stands at 482,544, of which 412,543 are fully vaccinated, translating into 23% of the total target population. 59,706 people have received the booster dose. In terms of the summary, since the beginning of the pandemic, the total number of confirmed cases to date stand at 160,292, with 157,052 recoveries, giving us a recovery rate of 96.5%. Total number of deaths, COVID deaths, stands at 3,693, with 337 as COVID-19 related deaths, giving us a total number of deaths due to COVID-19 of 4,030. So far, we have tested 1,020,064 samples since the beginning of the pandemic. And we now have a total number of 482 individuals in quarantine facilities. In conclusion, I want to remind ourselves of the package, the effective package, which can make a difference. Number 1, vaccination. Number 2, wearing of mask. Number 3, physical distancing. Number 4, personal hygiene. If we embrace this package, we will go a long way. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister Kalumbi Shangula, for that elaborative update on the COVID-19 situation in the country. Coming back to today's topic on Namibia's participation in World Ocean Day, the General Assembly of the United Nations passed a resolution 63-111 on the 5th of December 2008, officially recognizing the 8th of June as World Ocean Day. This day provides an opportunity for all global citizens to reflect on the benefits that are derived from the ocean. The celebration of this day seeks to remind and encourage the global community to take actions that contribute towards a healthy ocean through conservation and protection. It further reminds everyone that reducing pollution in all our waterways is a year-round commitment for which all humanity should take full responsibility. And to help me dissect that topic this afternoon, as I've indicated earlier, I'm joined by the Deputy Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources. Honorable Deputy Minister, the first question goes to you. Namibia will join the rest of the world and celebrate World Ocean Day. How crucial is this celebration to our country?
Thank you very much, Comrade Moderator. Celebration of this day is very crucial for Namibia. Number one, I can put it through policy issues. Our constitution, number one, recognizes that water is our natural resource. Any water in the surface, above or below this land belongs to the state. And it is therefore that we should preserve what we have. And it says any natural resource that you have, you should preserve it, even if you use it. Use it, but know that there are others that are coming to use that. So for the future generations too. That's why it is very important. Number two, we are dealing with the SDGs. And SDG 14, which is life below water, also speaks of the conservation and sustainable use of any resource that is in that water. Number three, we are aware that our President, His Excellency Hage G. Geingob, is a member to the High Panel of Sustainable Ocean Economy. So this is giving us chance to conserve our oceans, because the high-level panel is 16 countries that came together that saw that our oceans are not taken care of. And if we don't do anything by now, we are going to lose everything within the ocean. And that's why they are part of that panel. And that panel is saying, let's protect, let's produce from the ocean, and let's get prosperity out of this ocean. That's why it is very important, based on what I have mentioned, that Namibia should celebrate the day.
Thank you, Deputy Minister. Just a quick follow-up. This year's theme is titled Revitalization of Collective Action for the Ocean. What necessitated this theme particularly, and what is Namibia's role to revitalize the collective action for our ocean?
Revitalization, collective action for the ocean is just telling us that we are taking our ocean for granted. Let's revamp. Let's give it a new impact. And all of us should work on it. That's why you can see today that I'm joined by other deputy ministers to say that this ocean doesn't belong to one ministry. It belongs to many ministries that have a role to play on the ocean. So Namibians should know that all of us need to protect our ocean because it is our livelihood.
Thank you so much. Well, Honorable Kwako says you are the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development. And for quite some time now, over the years, we have seen that especially after festivities, the beaches along the ocean are left littered, and there's a role to play in terms of our local authorities and regional councils to ensure that there's an improvement in taking care of the beaches along the ocean, but more importantly, the ocean itself. Please help us understand the importance of our ocean on both the coastal and rural communities in the same vein where human actions are concerned when it comes to looking after our ocean.
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Good afternoon, dear listeners.
I must firstly say that the initiative by the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources is welcomed wholeheartedly. Ocean is there, but many a times we take it for granted. And these topics are not often put through for the creation of awareness as to the importance of our ocean we have in our Republic of Namibia. As you are aware, the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development is a custodian ministry responsible for 57 local authorities and 14 regional councils and more than 50 traditional authorities. And of the 57 local authorities, we have a number of local authorities that are directly benefiting from the ocean, more so in the Erongo regional setup and Aras regional setup. To be specific, Lutherets, Swakopmund, Walvis Bay, Hendy's Bay, and so on. But as was said earlier on, the entire Namibia, the entire SADC, the landlocked countries, we are all benefiting from this ocean. Therefore, it is very, very important for the local authorities, for the regional councils, to take good care of the ocean that is providing, as was said, 100% livelihood for our citizenry. Therefore, this initiative is very, very important for the ministry to create necessary awareness for the local authorities, the regional councils, to partake in this initiative. For us, it's very, very important to come up with activities that would ensure that we do not litter, especially after the holidays. We are faced with a serious littering that are causing health hazard and so on. So therefore, we are full behind this initiative this day for the local authorities and regional councils to definitely come up with activity programs and for us to create that necessary awareness for us to protect the ocean that are so important for the livelihoods for our people in this country.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Minister. And I can agree that really over the years there's been an improvement, responsible care from the holiday festivities, but also the leadership across sectors to really try to keep our beaches clean so that we get the maximum benefit from the ocean. I'd like to remind our audience that you can ask your questions on our social media platforms, on YouTube at MICT Namibia, on Facebook at the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology Namibia. And you can also call in on our call-in number, that is 061 400 397. That is 061 400 397. You can make sure to call in, ask your questions, or make your contribution on how we can collectively take action to protect our oceans. Now, moving over to you, Honorable Deputy Minister, the Ministry of Safety and Security is mandated, amongst many things, to combat crime and to ensure that any criminal activity, both above and below our ocean, is taken care of. What is the Ministry of Safety and Security's responsibility in combating illegal, unreported, and unregulated activities in our Namibian ocean?
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Our role as a ministry can be understood from the general mandate of the ministry, which is the ensuring of public internal security, the protection of life and property, and movement, facilitation of movement of people in and out of the country. When it comes to the sea, our role is actually to ensure that all activities that are carried out within the sea or in our territorial water are done in accordance with the law. It's actually the prevention of crime. The role of preventing the entry into Namibia through the sea of illicit and contraband goods. The issue of ensuring that people entering the country through the sea are coming in legally, and they have proper documents. So we cooperate with other stakeholders, the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Fishery and Marine Resources. In that way, from time to time, we contact joint patrol so that we ensure that the compliance with the law. Basically, our role is straightforward, whether it's in the sea or on the land, is the protection of property, life and property, and insurance of public safety and security.
Well, Honorable Deputy Minister, it sounds that Namibia's sovereignty, where ocean marine is concerned, is quite important. Does the ministry have all the necessary skills and knowledge to carry out this very important responsibility?
We do have skills among the law enforcement agencies within our ministry, but skill cannot be enough. It is a continuous process where you have to build the capacities of the institutions. We are continuously actually improving our capacity, and in every budget we make provisions of training of our forces and agencies in the maintenance of law and order.
Thank you so much. Honorable Deputy Minister Mahone, we all know that there is a relationship between ocean wealth and ocean health and the need for sustainable ocean activities. What are some examples that we can link to having a healthy ocean to actually protecting the wealth of the country?
Thank you very much. To have a healthy ocean means keep your ocean clean, don't litter into the ocean. The oil spills that are coming through the vessels, illegal dumping of unwanted substances within the sea, all that will give you, if you take care of all that, it will give you a healthy ocean. So now if your ocean is healthy, that ocean can give you wealth. Because if your ocean is clean, meaning your resources within the ocean can produce, can multiply, and that multiplication can give you wealth of the country. Or even any other thing, whether what is being produced or not produced, because if your ocean is also healthy, then tourists will come and enjoy your ocean. They will come and they will have marine tourism. But if your ocean is not healthy, it will affect all that. So that's why it's very, very important that we take care of our ocean. And that's why the relationship between health and wealth.
Honorable Kwaku says, I think there's a mammoth task by your Ministry of Urban and Rural Development to develop our country in both urban, peri-urban, and rural areas. Honorable Deputy Minister Mahone highlighted some ripple effects that can come from a healthy ocean, and an ocean that will transcend that wealth to the rest of the country. A healthy ocean for Namibia, what would that mean for your ministry to roll out development in especially rural areas?
Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. As I said earlier on, the ocean is providing a lot of benefits in terms of development to our people in our republic. I can cite few examples, and therefore it should be taken very serious so that the ocean is not really seen as just a water lying there. I have already said that ocean is really there to provide food for our people. We get a lot of food products from ocean. Ocean is also there to provide energy in our country. Recently, we have discovered oil in the Orange Basin, and you can use that type of resource for the hydropower. That is from the ocean. Ocean also for transport. Namibia benefits from employment created by the ports. And the dry docks offered to the other countries, the local entrepreneurs can also sell some of their unique products, NICs, at these ports. It also serves where the tourists can congregate for different type of activities. So these are all benefits, economic benefits our oceans can provide. There are minerals, countless minerals in our ocean. Those are all benefits in terms of the economic development for our people. Namibia is an arid country. We are dry. We have got scarcity of water. We can put up desalination plants from the ocean to provide water in the times where we have got scarcity from groundwaters and so on. So there are a number of benefits ocean really we can gain out of the ocean. I also am aware about health benefits that as a country, as Namibians, as people, we can gain from the ocean through the health products extracted from the ocean. So there are countless benefits. Therefore, to keep our ocean clean, to take care of our ocean, to create awareness amongst our community through the local authorities, regional council leadership, cannot be overemphasized because of the few benefits I have just mentioned that are leading to really the economic gains and the entire benefits for the growth of our country.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can only agree more. I now invite you, the audience at home, to please call in now. We are going to open the lines for you to call in at 061 400 397. That is 061 400 397 for you to call in and make your voice heard where this topic is concerned. But moving on, Honorable Deputy Minister Kashikola, in terms of Article 100 of our Constitution, the exclusive economic zone of Namibia, the sea outside the territorial sea of Namibia, but within a distance of 200 nautical miles from the low water line or any other baseline from which the territorial sea was measured, shall constitute the exclusive economic zone of Namibia. What can you tell us truly about this very technical but sounding very important commitment in our national constitution?
I think what it means is really that that is where the economic activities of Namibia can take place, and no other person could operate economically there without the authorization or some kind of licensing from Namibia. So that's why the word exclusive, it actually means it's for Namibia and for Namibian only. Basically, that's what it means.
Thank you so much. I know we have a caller on the line. Okay, it seems we have lost that caller. All right, moving on to the commemoration dates, Honorable Deputy Minister of Fisheries. The World Oceans Day commemoration, where will it take place? What are the events we expect to have, and what is scheduled in totality for that day?
So thank you, Comrade Moderator. I will not be able to give all the activities that are on the schedule, but I will just mention some of them. As mentioned, the Ocean Day is on the 8th of June, but the commemoration is going to happen on the 10th of June, which is a Friday. And it is envisaged that in that week, there'll be events following up the day of the commemoration. As we are here, we are just opening up these events. So to campaign, raise awareness, to say there is a day like this coming, Namibians should take part in it. And now, on that whole week, we are going to have debate, school debates. They will do it in the regions, but in that week, on the 8th of June, they will start with the semifinals that will happen in Swakopmund. The 8th, the 9th will be the finals that will take place there. Except that they will be in the schools, because this is awareness raising in terms of our taking care of our ocean. So the whole education sector, especially grade 1 up to grade 12, will be involved. Education is taking care of this part, where there will be competitions with regard to drawings, competition with regards to composition writing, or whatever events they will have. But then that will go through this day up to September, because it is a very big thing. We want to include all the constituencies. So that's why that will not end there. It will continue until September, where the winners will be announced. There will be other discussions that will still come, especially those that are on the high panel of sustainable ocean economy. Will like to invite some of them still to come for discussions. The industry, the fishing industry, will be involved. There will be parades within Walvis Bay, because the day will take place in Walvis Bay. There is a thought of putting up some exhibitions, especially on careers that has something to do with the sea. So there will be that exhibition. Would like the school children to come and view what careers are there within the marine. Just some of them, just to say what will happen during those days. But the final main day will be on the 10th in Walvis Bay.
It sounds like a very packed schedule, and goes into the theme that, the day is not just celebrated for one day, but it's meant to be an all year round, for us to appreciate such an important commodity and asset of our country. But just a follow-up question, Honorable Deputy Minister, for somebody who's not a learner, taking part in the school debates, or someone who's not directly in the fishing industry, how can they contribute to observing and commemorating such an important day in terms of our Namibian nation?
Thank you very much, everyone, because we are saying we want to raise awareness. People should be aware and not take our ocean for granted. In any way, anyone can take part in any way. Those that can come up to come to the celebration will be very pleased to have them there. or any other suggestions that are out there that they want to put through to the ministry, we are open.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
I'd like to remind all of you at home that you can call in on our toll-free number, that is 061 400 397, 061 400 397, for you to contribute to the discussion. Honorable Huaco says, earlier we spoke in detail about the importance of the coastal municipalities. As this day is coming up, as we're commemorating World Oceans Day, what is the expectations of our coastal municipalities during the commemoration of this day?
Thank you very much. The expectation is all of us should participate in this event. All 14 regional councils. Most of the functions are decentralized. And the regional councils do have the mandates to organize not only the schools, but those interested community members to partake in this program. It's very, very important. Honorable Governor's offices should take a lead, and we want to see, as a ministry, a collective and ownership taken by the regions, so that at least each of the 14 regions are represented in this program. Another thing is, when we do this, we might even, during this week, as a country, as a leadership, really established a body that can manage the coastal affairs of this country. Because this type of events should not just be once-off events, then it will not serve a purpose. Because when we are all involved, as I said earlier on, all 14 regions, all 57 local authorities, traditional authorities, if we could all participate, we might even assist the line ministry, and I repeat, to have a body, because we speak about sustainable protection, sustainable protection of this ocean, with a body that could throughout sustainably manage the ocean. So therefore my call is really for all the regions to partake once it is clear from the line ministry as to what is expected. Then my role will be then to engage further and also come up with the regional programs in the respective regions. And those of us who can partake at the main event also to provide some logistics so that we could also participate at the main event, but also to have different events in our localities, even if we do not participate at the main event. But it's very, very crucial that the whole nation should stand behind this very, very, very great initiative.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Minister. We have a caller on the line. We have Kale. Kale, you have the floor.
Good evening, and good day to all the listeners.
Thank you.
And the participants, especially our leaders who are leading us in the right direction towards how we can benefit in these new developments that we are implementing for the benefit of the masses. Good evening.
Thank you so much. We can hear you. Can go ahead with your contribution or your question.
Yeah, my contribution is based on a kind of a question. A question towards, can we make room towards looking into these matters, especially key matters like coastal citizens like Luderitz, Paulusbank and Swakop, especially in benefiting in the fishing industry. Can we cater, or can we look into a kind of mechanism of which these children can benefit even a certain quota out of all the coastal kids that are born since 1990 to benefit out of these coastal areas, because we are born in these areas and we only know fish. We even know them by the name in diversity of their species. Ought to see that, yes, this country beholds this beautiful ocean, but just to see that we don't have any benefits towards the system, especially we don't have to benefit physically out of it, but through educational systems of which we can say Erongo or Blue Marine, Bursary, so that our children can just have that and a drive into knowing that if he passes grade 12 one day, the fish that beholds his coastal town in which he's been born in, that it will benefit him to take him forward to become a marine engineer or a captain or a fishing minister one day, just helped by these fishing benefits of his coastal town. Yes, that I'm not outlining the other parts of Namibia, but I'm sure those guys there are fighting on their minerals or their agriculture benefits of which they are born in. They are benefiting out of it. And if it's not, then it's time you ought to fight to implement systems in which we, the future generation of tomorrow, can benefit. So if it's not something in the idea of our leaders or our policymakers, can we implement something like that? Because especially in Orongo and Luther's area, the kids are deteriorating into poverty, drugs, alcohol, and we ought, as you can see, even fishing rights and quotas are being auctioned. Can we not then just freehand to one of the key schools that are beholding these beloved children of the Namibian nation?
Thank you so much, Shikale.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, I think this one is up your alley, Deputy Minister of Fisheries, Honorable Mahone. Shikale feels that there must be some mechanism directly for the children born and raised in coastal areas. And I'm sure your ministry has some mechanisms in place and some educational vehicles for some of these residents. Maybe we could use this opportunity to highlight some of the work being done through your ministry and its agencies to benefit the coastal residents from the marine resources available to us through our ocean.
Thank you very much, and thank you to Shikale's question. I should say, when we say future generations, we don't end only to those that are alive. We also go to those that will still come. So now us that are alive, we need to make sure that what we have, we need to use it, but something should be left for those that are coming. It is true, Master Shikale, that there are those that are from coastal towns. But this is a natural resource that should be shared by all in Namibia. Some benefit directly, some indirectly. Indirectly, that's why in the ministry we have corporate social responsibility that should be done by all the companies that are benefiting. And the benefits will go all over, whether it is schools, some are building schools, some are giving bursaries to these children, but remember, they will not limit themselves only to the coastal towns because this is a Namibian resource. So they will go all over to see where is the need, where can they help. That is what they are trying to do. And really, I have to tell you that our fishing industry is doing a lot. It's doing a lot in terms of their corporate social responsibility. They are even helping out when there is drought. They are coming up with all this, especially when we have a disaster. They are the ones that are mostly approached and they are coming up. It is true that our children are going down, whether it is drugs or poverty, but let the Namibians share. Namibians should share. Those that have, look at those that don't have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Minister. We're now moving towards the conclusion of our discussion. Any final thoughts, Honorable Kwakho, on perhaps the question by Mr. Shikale and in general, the commemoration of Oceans Day coming up?
Thank you very much. I share the sentiments of the caller that it is time that we start seeing impactful effects from those who are selected to benefit directly from this resource, national resource, who are having the fishing rights and the fishing quotas. It's very important that there must be tangible benefits to the children who are interested to take up the career in this field, and also coming from the housing sector, also for these companies to assist the government in providing housing to its employees, and therefore again the relationship between the local authorities and those fishing companies become again very, very crucial. So, caller, you are right. There must be systems in place of which the Deputy Minister has already alluded to, which exist, but we need to strengthen it. And as nation, as leaders, when we appear, we must come and tell the nation how did Namibian benefit from this type of engagement that we are trying to put in place. So thank you very much for that intervention. As I said, by concluding my engagement here, let us join this wonderful initiative. If all of us, and that awareness will be created, Honorable Minister in the Fisheries and Marine Resources, so that we can stand behind this initiative, because if the environment and ocean is clean, then we are talking about serious business. You might have observed as a nation that not only the ocean is under threat, but the environment in the various local authorities are posing health hazards, because littering and the cleanliness, the waste management is also alarming. So therefore we start with the ocean management, and then we are going to replicate, emulate this wonderful initiative down to also the cleanliness of our environments in the various local authorities. So therefore, honorable governors, honorable leadership in the regional councils, mayors of the local authorities, let us rally behind this initiative and make sure that it is a resounding success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Kwakho, for those concluding remarks. Honorable Kashikola, your final thoughts on this?
Yeah, thank you very much. For me, I would want to agree with everybody who is of the opinion that the utilization of the marine resources and fisheries there have to be mechanism through which the general populace will benefit directly or indirectly. But we really need to ensure that our people are benefiting more from the resources. When it comes to the commemoration of the Ocean Day, from the security ministry, one would want that commemoration to be used as an avenue through which we strengthen the synergies between the role players that are responsible for the protection of the sea. And here protection for me has two dimensions. It's the protection of the sea to ensure that it continues to sustain us. It is not polluted. But the other kind of protection is to ensure that there are no illegal operations taking place, that is not being used to the commission of crime, that is not being used to compromise the security, the internal and public security of Namibia. So we really need to strengthen the synergy between all these stakeholders.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Minister, the Ministry of Home Affairs, Safety and Security and Immigration. Honorable Deputy Minister Fisheries, Honorable Mahone, you have the final say today, your last and final thoughts as we move closer to commemorating World Oceans Day.
Thank you very much. The day is coming, which is the 10th of June. I would like to invite all the Namibians to be there, those that can be there, so that we raise awareness of our ocean, so that we show that we know that our ocean is keeping our livelihood. So that we go there and say, let's keep our ocean healthy, and out of this health comes our wealth. And so that we put out a lesson to say everything that is being taken from the ocean should be done so sustainably, so that the future generation can also benefit from it. The day is coming, let us be there, let's celebrate it with the theme that is saying revitalization, collective action on the ocean. Collectively, let's do it, because we can only win when we are standing together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Viewers and listeners at home, this brings us to the end of our discussion this afternoon. And I'd like to end off that under the 5th National Development Plan that serves as a blueprint on how the country can accelerate development, the blue economy is one of the interventions for an inclusive economy which will eliminate poverty and reduce inequality to achieve our Vision 2030 objectives. With that, I would like to thank all the panelists for such an enriching discussion, and I wish you all in advance a World Oceans Day come the 10th of June. Thank you for your time and for listening, and do tune in again. From here, us at the Government Information Center, we thank you until next time.